3, 2, 1.
And we're live. All right. We have no viewers yet, but I'm sure we will soon. So
what are you painting over there?
like I said, it's this crazy Dreadknight that I've like kit bashed and messed around with. I don't know if you have the stream up yet, but also I'm trying an ultra low latency version, so you should be able to see like comments and stuff faster, but it's actually way more than tabletop ready. I'm just a stickler.
That's what I'm trying to do this Death Guard army. Like, just kind of make it look good from afar.
Just afar.
like it from you standing over it, it looks good, and then when you get close, you're like,
You're like, damn it. It's actually awful. Actually, Death Guard is one of those armies I think would be super cool to paint if you had like if you just primed it all white and then you just use contrast paints. The the Plague Bearer Flesh is actually a really like awesome green for contrast paint, and I say that because I've got it up right here. I've actually got a pot right here.
Are you sponsored?
What? Am I sponsored? No, I'm not sponsored.
So
Does Games Workshop sponsor anything?
Yeah, right.
But here, if you have up the stream, like I'm so excited by the way that this helmet glow actually came out. I gotta actually show it off. Like I am absolutely
so you did like a blue glow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think it looks great. Great.
I always like the bluish Grey Knights, like silver with like that blue tint. I think they used blue ink when the first Demon Hunters first came out.
Yeah.
Like in the Games Workshop.
Yeah.
I tried to copy them and it did not turn out the same way.
Like Drakenhof Nightshade or something.
Yeah, you put it in like the shoulder pads and under the eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep, didn't turn out that way. Like these dudes are so cool. Can't really see.
Who? You're
like the Death Guard.
Oh yeah.
But like every single Terminator is different.
Yeah, I really like those are really cool models. I wish the Grey Knight Terminators were as good as the Death Guard ones. Although I guess now now you're like really paying for it, huh?
Well, I think ours is very customizable. Like you can make them because the arms aren't attached. Like these are one model. Like you can't customize it at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so literally you just gluing together in the model, and then that's it. Like that's your model. Like at least with ours, you can pose it differently or add different features. Like the Grey Knight Terminator box is probably one of the best box sets. So much extra bits and extra shit that you can put on stuff. I started doing Brotherhood Champions, and
I wish that model didn't suck, or that data sheet. Like it's so redundant.
Yeah, it's very bad.
It's 70 points for $10 or $10. Bucks, fine. It's now bucks. For $10 more, you can bring Crow, who's just way better, in like
100%
every imaginable way.
So I was trying out Crow with two Brotherhood Champions.
Yeah.
In a 65 Marine list. So it's basically just all Marines on the table. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But I needed to make a model, so I made Blade Guard models, and I put all the Grey Knight bits, Terminator bits, on the Grey Knight, on the Blade Guard model. And it looks fucking badass.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool kit bashes with Blade Guard. There's a guy who actually took he did a kill team. It's a fantastic video and he did awesome work, but he basically took Blade Guard legs, Terminator shoulders, Salt Intercessor arms, and Terminator helmets. And he made like true scale, just like the work was incredible.
Yeah, I saw that guy.
Yeah.
It's so customizable. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I guess for a kill team, that's what you're looking for.
Hmm?
For a kill team, I guess that's what you're looking for.
Yeah. I mean, you have more options with kill team.
Have you ever played kill team?
No, I have all the books. I've actually never played it though. Yeah. Just I like some friends talked me into getting the books, and then they've like fallen off the face of the planet. I'm like, well, thanks, guys. That's awesome.
I haven't tried it yet. But it's like when you only have like 1 or 2 nights a week to play, do you really want to play that, or do you want to play like a full 2,000 point game?
Yeah, it just depends on what you want out of the game, like your spare time, Like, for me, it's kind of hard to even get folks to show up for a game. I mean, I got like a few regulars, but we're all, we're all adults, and a bunch of us have families and obligations and stuff, so you can't really, like, it's hard, like we almost have to say, okay, it's Wednesday night and it's Warhammer Wednesday or something, right? But then I can't do that because my wife's schedule is so fluid.
She worked like 12 hours.
Yep. She works 12 on at nighttime. So like if she has the day off, she wants to spend that time with me, which I don't blame her. I do think I'm pretty awesome. But it means that if that's a Wednesday, like I can't play Warhammer.
Yeah.
But the rest of the guys have like a more, easy to like nail down schedule, and I just can't. I can't do that, and it just sucks. I don't get in anywhere near as many games as like you do. You are like throwing up games all the time. I'm super like, I'm impressed. Between you and Stefan, I've got like 2 bat reps almost every week.
I actually put up too many too fast.
Oh really?
Like I think I had like 6 saved, and I literally did like almost one every other day.
Oh yeah.
And it was,
you must appease the algorithm.
Yeah, because like being such a new channel, you still don't have that many views or viewers.
Right.
So you could throw up like the best video you've ever made, like closest game you've ever recorded, and you'll get like 100 views.
Yep.
But so if I like space it out, maybe like once a week, I'll get more viewers, more channel subscriptions, stuff like that, and then eventually it'll grow where you can get 1,000 views within the first like hour.
Yeah. I mean, you said you have other YouTube video or like channels, right? I think you mentioned that.
My other raid channels at like 2,300 now.
Really? Nice.
That one gets. I actually just posted a video the other day. It was like my fastest growing one. It got like 20,000 views in like a week. I was like, that is amazing.
Nice, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and this one I'm way more passionate about, the 40K. So I really want this to kind of like take over the other one, so I could really focus just on this one.
Yeah, for me, it's like I have huge aspirations. Like my garage, I've pretty much turned into a sound studio. I've got like sound padding up. I have wireless microphones. I've got multiple cameras. I've got like I've got the whole thing, and it's like, yeah, but then it's like the friends I have, like I can't even commit to 1 live bat rep a month. Like folks are just too busy.
Yeah.
It's like if you and I live near one another.
Oh
I
my
think
god,
it like
it'd be every fucking day.
it'd be all the time. Yeah, it'd be constant.
Yeah.
Like
Have
my
you
my
posted on your channel like looking for local dude to or
I
dudes to
I
play?
haven't. That would actually be I hadn't even thought about it. An interesting
I actually
idea.
had one of my local players hit me up and said, "Hey, I saw your video. You're looking for games." I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And he got my first Battle Bunker game at my house.
Oh,
His name's
badass.
Byron. He plays Necrons.
Badass. Yeah, I should
So
do that then. I should just like throw out one video that's like 2 minutes long. Like, hey, looking for people in the Pacific Northwest who are
even if you talk about it in front
competitive
or at the
minded.
end of your video, yeah, at the end of every video, just be like, and by the way, at my Battle Bunker, it's all set up. We're just looking for local people. If you're in this area, hit me up on Discord, and we'll get a game. We'll get a couple games in.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I've got lots of I don't know. Yeah, I need like
Like you,
really competitive minded friends, but I don't know. Like I don't wanna ask them to bend over backwards for like my channel. You know what I mean? Like that seems a little weird.
everybody at my store knows where it's going. Like if they play me, they know they're probably going to get recorded.
Just straight up like, hey, you're holding your phone in their face.
Well, I give them the phone. I'm like, all right, my turn. Here, record.
Yeah, yeah. I saw
No,
that.
it's cool. The guys like it because then they get to like watch it. They get to learn from it.
Yeah, that's awesome,
And
man.
every single time, I love it because I try and teach my group like like what I'm thinking, kind of
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
oh, why don't you do this, or why did you do that, or I'm thinking about doing this. What would you do? So, like while we're not recording it, they're learning like to get better and stuff like that.
That's awesome, dude.
And I feel
Like,
like from the time I started till now, they are not so much better, but they have a better skill now. Maybe
yeah.
after what 6 8 months in.
I mean, that's why I started my whole YouTube journey at all is because like, well, first of all, this game's really fucking complicated.
There's so many rules.
Which is cool. Like, it's what makes it interesting. Like, every army has these like complicated, deep rules that makes them play very differently from one another, and like, you got good matchups and bad matchups, and this and that, and that's like, really refreshing and interesting, and I'm totally into it. But also, it's like, have you tried to teach a new player like the fight phase? You know, in like the basics of it. It's so fucking hard. The
Yeah.
game is crazy complicated. I mean,
It,
so like I started this whole thing in order to try to, well, two reasons. One, if you teach people, you retain knowledge better. Like that is just a note. Like that is an absolute fact, right? um,
yeah.
but then also I wanted to make videos that were like, here's how to learn to play this game from somebody who's also clueless about this game, right? Because
That's kind of
if
how I found you.
nice.
You
So
like
like
make fun of yourself so much.
yeah, but like if you go on to YouTube and you fire up, like learn to play 40K, you get a ton of really great content, but the
Yeah.
people explaining it have been playing the game for so long. And even though their hearts are in the right place, and a lot of those videos are really good, it just is like it's missing a little something where you're like they are just accidentally assuming that their audience has some context that they actually don't.
Yeah.
Which I'm afraid like now I've played the game enough and I've been so involved in the like competitive scene for so long that now I'm that guy. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be that guy. Like, I want to help
Yeah.
new players play this game.
It's almost like trying to teach like your girlfriend or wife how to play.
Yeah. I mean,
My wife is super supportive, like loves that I'm going down to LVO, like thinks that whole thing's very interesting, but and she's even read a bunch of the Horus Heresy books, like so when I
Oh wow.
named my new cat Loken, like
She got the reference, you know.
Yeah,
um
And we have one viewer that's just lurking.
that's awesome. Gotta
but
post some questions.
yeah, so feel free to ask us any questions, but anyway,
She is like she's not a war gamer. It's just not gonna be a thing that she's gonna want to play, you know. And I know that, and that's okay. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But I
You
know
know what
she.
really sucks
Oh yeah, what's up?
Why are you
is
drinking? Why are you doing that? Don't drink my paint water, looking. You weirdo.
I bought this green paint for like Nurgle, and
Yeah.
it's I don't know what it is, if it's like, because it said paint plus primer. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. I can
Oh
paint on
no.
top of this and it'd be good. So basically, it's like a water effect where you just throw water on paint and it doesn't actually do anything.
Gross. Yeah.
That's my base coat right now.
It's like the well, I mean, like for Nurgle, I feel like when you're uh, I feel like um Death Guard would be a really newbie friendly hobby army because like if you fuck up, unless you really mess up and it looks goopy and gross, you're like, good, done. It's supposed to look gross.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's Nurgle.
Yeah, you could like basically drop a bits box with glue onto a model, and that could be your demon prince.
Yeah. As long as it's like like tentacles and pustules and
Yep.
crazy weapons with like huge like serrated edges and stuff. Yeah, you can totally do that. Also, I find it fascinating that Death Guard can't take Nurglings, mostly because that is an amazing, hilarious model. Like a
They are.
Nurgling is like a little snot monster that's just like so happy to be there,
Yep.
and it just looks like it's sad that they can't take Nurglings.
I don't know why. They just want to keep it to the chaos, like the demons.
Well, I mean, Nurglings are demons. Like they have the demon keyword. Like they are legitimately just straight up demons.
Half of our models, like our Death Guard models, have Nurglings on their bases.
Yeah, but you don't get
Like,
to right. That's kind of my point. But you don't get to play Nurglings, right?
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it
This one
does.
model I'm painting right now has a Nurgling in its stomach,
That's
like
awesome.
in the model.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to let's go to okay, so 3 Nurgling bases are $34 in Games Workshop, and they're basically just like a pile of snot monsters.
Yep.
Awesome. What are their stats like on Wahapedia? Nurglings. So cute. 3 Nurgling swarms. Ooh. So yeah, they're 22 points for a swarm, for 1 unit, or per model. So it's 20. So it's 66 points for 3. They are demonic. They are squishable, which
Whatever that means.
means that they only. Oh, that's right. It's because they're still 8th edition because they're chaos demons. So their disgustingly resilient ability only benefits against damage of 1, which their old disgustingly resilient was a 5-up feel no pain to all damage.
Which is
And the new
amazing.
one, as you know, is -1 damage.
-1 damage.
Yeah. And then they have the mischief maker keyword, or ability, which allows them to forward deploy.
What? They could advance deploy. It's insane.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool to give Death Guard a really slow army some like forward deploying units, right? So you can't be within 9 inches of the enemy deployment zone or any enemy models, and that's it. Otherwise, they can be anywhere on the whole battlefield.
I played this list. I think I told you I played it twice to practice it, and then I took it to a tournament. I said, "Fuck it, take it to a tournament." I took it to a tournament, and I happened to win it. And it was 96 zombies and just all Terminators. 3 Death Guard,
That is
bodyguard
amazing.
Terminators, 3 Terminators, and then 2 units of 5 Death Shroud Terminators, like the guys that just have bolters.
Yeah.
And the Poxwalkers fucking killed a Swarm Lord. They killed a Demon Prince, and they killed Celestine in Sisters. 3 different games.
That's amazing. So they just like killed the craziest HQs that they could like touch. That's amazing.
They have a stratagem that on 6s to hit, which they all have 2 attacks each. So basically 40. Let's say 30 attacks get in. 6s to hit, but there's another strat that you get to reroll all your hit rolls.
Right.
So basically 6 to hit are mortal wounds. So let's say you roll 30 of them. You get, I don't know.
So
3 to 6.
Well,
and then you re-roll all of them again, and you get another 3 to 6. So you're basically doing 6 to 12 mortal wounds with a 15-man Poxwalker unit.
I knew that guy that was fucking just like waiting was a goddamn bot. Get out of here. Anyway, yeah, that's like the Terminus Est army of renown. When that first hit, I was thinking like, oh god, this is gonna be so damned awful trying to chew through all these zombies.
Yep.
And it ended up like just not being a thing that people really ran.
No, nobody. I haven't seen it ever until I fucking ran it.
Have you played against Grey Knights with it yet? How'd that go?
No. I played Thousand Suns against it.
Nice.
And it was weird because
chaos versus chaos.
I've never played into another army that had as many psychic powers as Grey Knights, and I literally was sitting there for like a half an hour, and I'm like, "Are you done? Like, can I fucking go now?"
Yeah, wait.
Like, this is so annoying.
Wait until you play Thousand Suns as Grey Knights, and then you guys have the longest psychic phases ever, because every 100%. Time you cast or they cast, you're denying or they're denying. Like, they're doing crazy like sorcery power stuff because they usually don't, but they're like, fuck, I'm playing Grey Knights, like now I have to like do all this crazy stuff to like make this thing undeniable, or to like throw 3d6 dice and you know, blah blah blah.
They have better denies than we do.
Dude, well, I mean, we get the +1 thankfully, but they get +1 to cast, and then like the sorcery point thing I'm super jealous of. That is such a cool little like no, is it Cabal points?
Cabal points.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, like I think maybe I'm thinking D&D, but anyway, like I think it's really cool.
Cabal points, which is great.
Right. But like, so for every HQ that they have, and then for every squad leader that they have, they get like 1 point, or it's some I don't know, it's some like, you know, some
every psyker they get is like 1 to 3 points. So they're having like 12 to 14 points that they can play around with. Like, let's say they just want to cast a power for free. It's like, oh, let me just use 8 Cabal points. I don't have to do anything.
It's also 8 to make it undeniable.
Yeah.
Like,
that fucks over us so much.
And at turn 1, you know how many they have? I've seen games like Bat Reps where they're like starting with 26 or 29 points.
I've never seen it.
So it's like, bam, like they have, you know, they can make one power like undeniable, and then they make one cast on 3d6, and then they make like, you know, Doombolt do, you know, an extra mortal wound, or they can get like another +1 to cast. I think it's really cool what they can do. Almost makes me want to play Chaos, but I don't want to paint those gold rimmed models, man. Like, they have so much. They like
yeah, old school.
Well, their gold trim is so crazy that I've seen folks actually recommend that you spray paint them you base coat them gold, and then you paint over the gold. Wow. Like, so like over the green or blue like body panels, but you actually just spray the whole damn thing gold because it'll like actually save you time because they have so much trim you have to paint. And I think Grey Knights are pretty dumb with their like, well, not dumb, but like you know, kind of frustrating sometimes. Where you're like, oh, I think I'm done. Oh no, I don't. Like, I missed this gold piece, and this like small gold piece.
I wanted the dark theme Grey Knights.
I saw that. So did Cannon Biggs. He's won a couple GTs, and he's been invited out to like GW invitational. So he's been like, you know, invited by GW. He's a very great player.
Nice.
And like he is also a good hobbyist. And on my show, he was complaining about like, he said, yeah, I was trying to be Jose, what up? Thanks, man. It is actually looking pretty good, right? I'm really stoked. Like, not to toot my own horn, but man, that glow on that helmet really came out nice. I go to bed like thinking about the glow on this fucking helmet. It blew my mind. I actually like I'm shaking and I'm psyching myself up to like actually paint it, and then I was just absolutely blown away. Anyway, now I forgot what I was saying.
You're talking about that guy who has the dark Grey Knights?
Oh yeah, so he was like, yeah, I thought I'd save some time, and so I base coated them all black, and then I'm a Death Watch player as well, and so I'm like, oh no, I know where this is going. Like, I already like, because if you don't highlight black armor, it looks like a weird void. Like, it just looks like flat. It's so boring.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So you have to edge highlight black armor in some way. Like, you have to, or else it just looks meh. It's like,
with like
meh.
a gray or like a lighter black?
Yes, a lighter black. Nice.
Lighter black.
they do in fact call that gray, yeah.
You can see I don't paint at all.
Yeah. So what I do is I also hate edge highlighting, so I will dry brush. But to really make them pop, I do two colors. Actually, if you look here on my Dreadknight, I painted the like weapon casings black, but I edge highlighted them in this blue gray, and I don't think my camera is really doing a great job, but let's see if I can get in there on this. No, stop. Anyway, it looks good, but like, this is a pretty big model. You know, it's like easy to hit those big panel lines, but when you're doing, you know, 20 intercessors, it's like every pauldron, every neck piece, you know, it just gets awful. So I started dry brushing. So you want my whole color palette, man? Here. This is my whole this one here. There you go. Actually, like, I think I did, for my army for LVO, I did like 30 something odd colors. But my normal red is just straight up Mephiston red. I love that color. I will then use Blood Angels red contrast paint over it. It just adds like this really deep red, vibrant. It looks way different. Like, I can't really explain it, but if you try it out, it's like, wow, it's that extra little like panache, right? My blue is usually Techless blue. That is a great color. Like this this glow on the guns is dry brushed Techless blue that I then dry brush out to white. That's it. It's 2 colors, super fast, super easy. This orange is a little fancy because my wife's favorite color is orange, so this this Dreadknight kind of stands out. Not the way that I usually paint these, but then I will edge highlight the red in gosh, where is it? Not Evil Sun Scarlet, it's the one lighter than that. Wazaka Red or something like that, I think it is. Because Evil Sun Scarlet like didn't stand out enough if you edge highlighted it, so that's what I did there. So my red is Mephiston red, Blood Angels red contrast, and then I think it's Wazaka red over the top, or as edge highlight. My black is Abaddon black with, then I do the well, it depends on the piece, but I will usually do the black Templars contrast paint over the top, and then I will edge highlight with the Fang, which is a it's like a blue gray that is, I think it's a, yeah, it's a
oh, that's Grey, right?
It's a color for,
or not Grey, Games Workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have that one.
So all of these are Games Workshop unless I explicitly state it's not. But I think this is a Space Wolf color, but it's great for like making black pop. It's one of the 2 colors that I edge highlight my Death Watch in. I do the Fang and oh my god, there's like a Space Wolf gray or something like that. I don't remember. Oh, Pharynxian gray. And that's the way that I make my Death Watch like armor pop. My silver is mostly Grey Knight Steel, and then from the bottom I'll spray Drakenhof Nightshade to make some like deep rich shadows, and then from the top I spray the Vallejo Model Air Silver. I've got the chrome here as well, which I use as a highlight now. Which, honestly, the chrome and the silver are so close that you can't really tell the difference, if I'm completely honest. My white is actually not a white, it's a gray, and then I edge highlight in white. That is important, because otherwise it just looks really flat, and like you can't ever do a color that's whiter than white, right? So unless you want to edge highlight in gray, you gotta do like a gray and then edge highlight white. But my white is, what is it, Euthalon? Oh man, it's in here somewhere. Here it is. Euthalon gray. There you go. The blue glow is just a blue ink from Vallejo. I can't remember the name of now. I think it's called like Azure Blue. It's out in the garage, or I would actually just tell you. Oh no, it is right here. Yeah, it's Azul blue. Azul.
It's funny, you like naming off all those. I think I have most of those paints.
Probably. I mean, like, I have most of the Citadel range now. It's pretty sad, honestly. If you look behind me, this whole paint rack is usually pretty full. Except that I've got 40 some odd paints on my desk right now because I'm using them in some combination for all of this army. So, you know.
Skill.
Hooray, I guess. The gold, I used to use Retributor armor from Citadel that's actually very good gold paint, but I've recently found Pro Acryl from Monument Hobbies. This paint has like this whole range has the craziest pigments ever. Like their titanium white is like white, like perfectly white. Their coal black is like insanely black. Their blue is like is like the crayon color blue, right? Like it's just insane, and it paints so well, it spreads so nicely. Really love all of the Monument Hobby stuff. I've got they're my like go-to brushes too now, is they just have like great brushes. Also they have dry brushes. Like they make great stuff. And I'm already giving what's that?
Like the brushes that you don't use anymore turn into my dry brushes.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I've tried like Kabisky and Sable or Kalinsky and whatever, and I don't know, these Monument Hobby ones are just, they're nice. Like that point on there is nuts, and this is just their like standard number 2. Nothing crazy. Right? Yeah, I know. I talk so much about them, but like I'm not sponsored. I should be. I love them. You should buy their stuff. But, yeah.
And if you're listening, sponsor me.
Yeah, hey, Monument Hobbies, call me. I know you have my phone number. I've made enough damned orders from you. You could like just look me up. Yeah. I don't know. Any other color questions you have? Oh, for like fabrics, I like to use Carrick Stone. It's a little darker than, I hear a lot of folks say, like Screaming Skull, which I used for a long time. I like this color. It's much more rich and deep. I don't know. It's hard to see on the camera, but this these scroll work on his legs are all in Carrick Stone, and I just think it's a lot, I don't know. It stands out better. It's not as light. And on an army that's so like bright and of silver, the darker colors actually like stand out better. So gosh, I'm trying to think of anything else. I use lots of Nuln Oil, lots of Seraphim Sepia. I don't know if you can tell on the leg, the like armatures of the legs, I used AK Streaking Grime. So this is an oil paint, so you can't wash it with water. Be careful. You must have like alcohol, like IPA, not alcohol like what we all like drinking. But you can spray this or just like pile it on with a brush. It will not dry for like an hour. It takes forever. So like you can just go to town, just go insane, on anything that you want to like have that streaky, nasty, like used machinery look. And then you can take a Q-tip or some cloth or even paper and rub away what you don't want. I forget what they call this. It's a deductive painting style. I think a reduct. I don't remember. Anyway, like you slather it on and then you take away what you don't want. And so, especially if you're using an airbrush, you can spray it into all those tiny crevices and it acts like a reverse wash basically. So it gets in there, it looks like dingy and gross, and then you can remove it off of the higher level surfaces that you want to look more pristine. So like back here it's this kind of gray, like coppery color, but then you can see how over here I totally rubbed it off. Subtractive painting. Thank you. Subtractive. Like math, which I am bad at, which is hilarious because we play Warhammer. But anyway, I think it looks really nice. It's not obvious. It's a little and if you don't put the armor plates on, this is like absolutely cake. I think the whole thing took me less than 10 minutes to just spray it on there and then kind of like rub it off with some Q-tips. And it looks great. And what I was doing on my older Dreadknights is I would put on a lot of Nuln oil and I'd let it, like a huge amount, and I'd let it dry and then I'd slap on more and then I'd slap on more, and it looks fine. Like it doesn't look bad, but this looks more natural. Like it's built up, you know, and while they're keeping the Dreadknight clean and totally serviceable, it's like, no, the machinery parts that move around and have oil and all that stuff are still going to be gross and dirty, and I really like that look, so I'm pleased with that.
I'm trying to do rust. I think what you were just describing might be really good for rust.
Actually, AK has a streaking grime rust. It's the same thing, but it's a little different color, and then also you can take it through a paintbrush and do like, you know, streaks from top to bottom and make it look like it's dripping, or, you know, it's got like rust spots and stuff. It's some great paint. Like this has been, it makes me want to play like an Imperial Guard regiment who's like not been enforced in years and is barely functional equipment, and all their stuff just looks like garbage. Like tattered robes and like, you know, messed up armor plating.
You might have to now.
I mean, nobody plays guard and doesn't buy tanks. Like that's why you fucking play guard. At least I think. I wouldn't play guard and not buy tanks. So yeah, this guy, like, I could futz over every little detail for hours and days, but I think I'm just gonna finish off this like small gem in the middle here, and I'll probably call this guy good for LVO. I can do some more highlights on like this these ammo belts. I do want to go through, and there's some like smaller cables like up here that I want to paint like green or yellow so that they kind of like stand out as, you know, non-standard equipment. But if I just do this, I'll just paint this model for the next 3 days. And that's all I'll do. While I have 20 interceptors up here that I haven't even painted the haft of their spear yet, and that bothers me. So I think
so. I guess that's a question. Are you going to be running 30 interceptors moving forward?
I don't know. So I have two lists with the point changes that I want to play. The first one has 30 interceptors. Actually, I can switch over. If anybody's really curious, I can switch over to my list here. So what I'm looking at right now is a Prescient Brethren patrol and then a Spearhead. Both obviously still Prescient Brethren. This one has 30 interceptors, but what I realized lately is I could go ahead and drop 5 of those guys, and I have enough points to bring 3 squads of servitors who can do bullshit things like hold backfield objectives, screen out other Grey Knight players, whatever, raise banners, do all that stuff. I can drop 5, where when I had a really lean list like this one with no servitors even before the points change, I found that I was like leaving a Dreadknight on a backfield objective to hold it, and that feels really bad. You know? Or I could leave a 30-point squad of servitors back there and, you know, have that Dreadknight pushing forward and actually shooting stuff. So yeah, you can't Purifying Ritual it that way, but like if I'm pushed that far up, I'm probably purifying further forward objectives. So
what are the servitors going to do besides sit on the objective? Like, do you have secondaries that you're going to raise banners or do Octarias?
So banners, at least for LVO, my list is built to do Purifying Ritual and banners for most of my matchups and most games. And then usually Stranglehold as well. So that's my 3 typically. But I'll drop, you know, like if I go up against, say, Crusher's Stampede, which I probably will, I'll probably want to drop Purifying Ritual and bring them down or whatever. Because I don't, like, that's a really hard matchup. And even though Grey Knights, I think, have one of the better matchups into Crusher with all of our crazy mortal wounds, it's still not a great matchup. So you want to make sure you have all your offense like using their psychic powers for actual damage or potential damage, like on Hammer Hand or whatever, on like your extra Dreadknights, because like remember, these things are now toughness 7, toughness 8. So if you charge one with a Dreadknight, if you put Hammer Hand on it, you have a much better chance with a greatsword of, you know, because now you'll wound on 2s instead of 3s. You'll definitely be doing Mighty Strike, right? And you'll be rerolling all failed wounds, which is huge. So if you're like me, where I charge in, I hit all 5 of my normal strikes, and then I roll 4 fucking 1s on my wounds, at least I get to re-roll those.
Because of Prescient?
No, because of Hammer Hand.
Oh, for strikes. Interceptors can now do that too.
No, they can't, but normal Dreadknights can.
But I'm saying Prescient, you spend the 1 CP strat, and it's such a good strat.
Yeah, I usually...
The other day, I've re-rolled, I think, like 5 attacks and then like 6 wounds in 1 squad.
Oh yeah, man. It's really good. So my list is set up mostly to... I have 2 Tech Marines. They buff 2 of the normal Dreadknights to actually hit on 2s. They stay near my Grandmaster to reroll 1s. I then spend the 1 CP on the Grandmaster, so he rerolls all 1s, and then he rerolls 1s to wound. That's generally how I play it. But yeah, if like I really need to get like stuck in with a Interceptor squad or whatever, I will totally spend it on them too. Like if I need that thing to die on this turn, like if I can drop, you know, some Nid warriors off of an objective that could be, you know, a 10-point swing where I gain 5 and he loses 5, that is totally worth 1 CP, right? Like all day, every day. That is worth 1 CP. So, it just depends, right?
I think I just used it for the first time in my last game, and I was like, "This is a really good strat."
Yeah. So, the other thing I took because of these points changes is I'm gonna really start playing with the Mortal Wounds Librarian more. I haven't really taken him. I've only played him 3 times, and all 3 times he either runs up or lands out of Deep Strike, and he fucks one thing up, and then he's so out of position that he does nothing for the rest of the game. He's like running to catch up, you know? He's like, wait, guys, wait. I can do so much damage. Oh, wait. So, I'm out of position, which is me. Like, that is bad play on my form. Yeah. But, like, you know.
Do you drop him with a squad, like of strikes or something?
I'm thinking of bringing him and just leaving him on the board for the most part and just having him run up with everyone else. Well, he's got character protection. I know that there's always that desire that, like, you want him to be doing, you know, 12 to 14 mortal wounds every single turn. I just don't think that's viable. Like, that's not... I need to get over that, right?
So what you should try is 1 squad of strikes, or a squad of purifiers, which was what I was doing, or an interceptor squad, and you literally just drop them all down on turn 2, either in cover or like in front of your army or whatever it may be. But now you can drop them 15 inches away because you spend 1 CP on your librarian and you can cast from 15 inches away.
Yeah.
So
the old really 3 CP combo.
Yeah, you're not in huge threat at 15 inches away, and you have a squad of 5 people that they have to kill before they can target your librarian. Also, you give them Cantu Van Brace.
Yeah, I'm already... This list right now, I'm already at 6 CP. I don't want to give him another relic and go to 5. So even though I'm Prescient Brethren, and I will put... Huh?
Do you have 2 detachments?
Yeah. That's the thing, is that, like...
Run 1 detachment?
So I've played with that too. I've played with a battalion. I think Prescient Brethren can get away with running 2 detachments because they can farm CP, and on average you'll get back the CP you spent to take that Vanguard or that Spearhead anyway, right? If you're not running Prescient Brethren, I don't know if it's worth it to take more than 1 detachment with the points switches. But for me, I made a list, a battalion, I think it was Prescient Brethren even, and I just didn't like the way that it felt when I had to spend 330 points for 3 units of strikes. Not to say strikes are bad. They're obviously actually incredible. They're probably one of the best troop units in the whole goddamn game at the moment. But, like, I want to take other stuff. But I've also been playing with the idea of, like, going down to 3 Dreadknights, bringing a Venerable Dreadnought with Multi-Melta, which is better into, like, Thick City. It's better into Crusher Stampede, but without Multi-Melta overloaded threat, you'll probably just get, like, targeted down and killed. Yeah, but the Dreadnought can also give either reroll auras to hit or reroll auras to wound, which can be very clutch. But I don't... Yeah, there's a lot of options on the table right now. And the other thing is, with 2 detachments, I can have 4 HQs. And with 1 battalion, I could only have 3. And I really, really, really... If you're going to bring Dreadknights, giving 2 of them +1 to hit at range when our guns are so good now, and then they get reroll 1s, like, you are actually making a Dreadknight, a normal Dreadknight, shoot better than a Grandmaster, because now they're hitting on 2s, but they get to reroll 1s from the Grandmaster, right? Where the Grandmaster can't natively reroll his own 1s. So, like, to not take that, take 2 Tech Marines is... I mean, I'm sure it's perfectly viable. It's just the way I play. I really like to just have my Dreadknights like absolutely go to fucking town, like an 80s action flick. They're just standing there like, fuck off, ah! I love that.
If you do a librarian, you should definitely just run one detachment, because he's such a CP whore that he wants all
That's
the CP
the other
away.
thing, yeah. I've thought of
So
that
if you
too.
just run Prescient, you're going to get your CP back with the Tech Marine just casting Divination the whole time. But you could run one Tech Marine, one Librarian, and one Grandmaster.
One Tech Marine makes me sad.
I know, but you're giving up one round of shooting, hitting on twos, for like what, 14 mortal wounds onto a model that just kills it.
Yeah, I mean,
And
like,
if
there's a
survivable, with a Cantu Embrace, he also has a combi melter, so when he drops down, he shoots somebody with a melta gun.
That's true.
Like he's such a monster and so scary that when I stopped playing him in my meta, everybody was like so relieved that they didn't see a fucking mortal wound librarian in my list anymore.
That's hilarious. Yeah, a lot of it is just like I haven't had a good luck because I've misplayed him so many times, which is why, ladies and gentlemen, you shouldn't throw stuff out of your list after like 2 games. But yeah, there you go. I was totally doing that.
So try him with a strike squad, and just like no matter where you put him, strike squad's right next to him. And then put Cantu Embrace on him.
Yeah, that is an amazing relic.
I think if he survives one, like let's say he goes to turn 3 and he's alive on your turn, he then will make his points back.
Oh yeah, no, I mean like
let's say something charged him. First they killed your strikes, and then or they charge your strikes and the librarian, and your librarian fucking lives. He's gonna go in the assault phase, kill everything that he's in combat with, and then shoot something with a melta still, and then charge something else. Like he's insane in melee if he survives for 1 round.
Is he that good?
Yes.
I mean he's no crow, but
I have a story if you were interested in hearing.
I would
how much this
love
librarian killed.
But if I may answer a question in chat very quickly first. So Jose is asking, do we have any ideas for a Crusade army? And my response to that is always, what is the end goal of the Crusade army? Because like, if you're playing with your friends and you all agree to just do narrative bumfuckery and bring whatever you want and just have a like great time, then bring whatever you want. Because like the Crusade upgrades are nuts. You can have a fully buffed Terminator or like Paladin squad running around with like OBSEC, which they don't get in the normal game. They can have a 6-up Feel No Pain. They can reroll their own ones to hit in melee and ranged, and then they get one more upgrade, which is Bob's your uncle. It doesn't matter, pick one. Like, if that Paladin squad was available in the game for real right now for points, that'd be amazing. Like, that'd be absolutely bonkers, right? So but if you run into a friend who brings a competitive list to a Crusade who also gets those same upgrades, you're going to be at a disadvantage because he's got all these overlapping buffs and things that maybe you can't get, like the like Tech Marine +1 to hit. I don't think you can even get that in Crusade without having to spend one of your upgrades. So you're effectively saving an upgrade point, right? So it depends on, I guess it all depends on what you want to play. If you have an agreement with your friends to play like, let's play all the bad stuff from our codexes, great. Have like an awesome time. Because I think that's where like, I think that's where narrative shines. Well, not bad stuff, but you know, like less than optimal stuff. But if you have that friend
who brings optimal stuff to a narrative game and then gets the narrative buffs, he's gonna have that leg up. Yeah, I guess one of the bonuses to having only 8 unique data sheets in our whole codex is that it's actually really easy to look at it and see what you might want to play. Where, like, if you were playing Deathwatch, you've got 1,000 supplements to read. Ooh, excuse me. You know, and it's just more work. But Grey Knights have a lot of really fun things that you can do in the narrative game, so I urge you to totally play it. And then usually people are like less on edge and more into like goofy fun antics in a Crusade game, where like at least in my friends group, everybody's more competitive, you know, and it's not to say we don't have fun, but you know, there's like bragging rights on the line and stuff. I don't know. I really like Crusade. I've been an RPG player since I was a tiny kid. I still play D&D every week to this day. A lot of my, you know, I love it. My channel, I really hope we're gonna start a whole Crusade League soon. That will be all live cast. That's a goal of mine, but we'll see. I love it. I think it's great. Have you played any Crusade games? Derek?
I got back into 40K this year, and I knew nothing about Crusade till I saw it in my codex. And no, I've never tried it, but it looks really cool, like that they actually have that option for this game. And the relics that you can literally make an insane champion with like all of the relics, and like I don't know, it just looks really cool. And yeah, I started playing D&D this year as well during COVID. So I just like that they have something like that for this game.
Yeah, all the upgrades are just like nuts.
Like, why can't we take those in the main game?
Because like, if you haven't noticed, 90% of the upgrades are all killy upgrades. So like, as a Crusade goes on, there's all these upgrades to like make stuff killier. There are no upgrades really to make them more survivable. There are a few, but it's not many. So if you take a survivable army like Death Guard, and then you start to pile on killy upgrades, now you're killy and survivable. You know what I mean? Like, it's I don't know. It's but it's fun. It's really fun. I did a local.
Death Guard have some crazy relics in their book.
I don't even know very many of them, honestly.
There's just so many that you want to take more than 3. You're not allowed.
That's
and
like
the champions can take them too. The champions can get like this skull of something that you can use once per game, where you just target a character, target somebody 6 inches away from you. You roll 7 dice. On a 4, 5, or 6, they take a mortal wound, and on 6s, they take D3 mortal wounds.
Nice. That's a lot of mortal
wounds. You literally
wounds.
just walk up and just blow something up in front of you.
I don't know. It's like Death Watch. There are so many good relics that you pretty much always take 3 relics. And there are 4 very good ones, and there are 3 that you're like, well, or there are 2 that you want to bring every single game, and then there's 2 that you kind of switch between based on your playstyle and what is in your local meta. Which is
is cool because like old Grey Knights, like 8th edition, there weren't that many compelling relics, honestly. Like there was the Agurium scrolls, which got a nerf in 9th, that were exploding 6s in melee, which was good. And then there was like I can't even remember now. They were all so wishy-washy, not that great. I think Agurium Scroll is the only one I ever really ran. I think there was one more that was pretty good, but I just cannot remember what it was now. I mean, even now we have good relics, but we don't. I mean, like the Sigil of Exigence is the only one that really stands out.
That's the only one you can run on a Dreadknight.
Right, but like, so Cantu Vam Brace is good. Stuart Trainer runs an all power armor list. He actually just placed very, very well in the UK version of the LVO, which just finished up last night. And he placed super, super well. He went like 5-2, and he only lost 2 games to Crusher Stampede, and it was only by a few points each game. But he runs an all power armor list with 1 Dreadknight, and he runs to the last. So he puts he's got Drago, who has a 3-up invul. He puts Kentu Vambrace on, I think it's a Brotherhood Captain. And then he has the Servant of the Throne Sigil of Exigence combo on his Grandmaster Dreadknight. And then he takes 2 the last, and those 3 are his 2 the last. And it's like, once you start to tell somebody that a Brother Captain has a 2-up, 4-up, -1 damage, and like Drago's got a 3-up, a 2-up, 3-up, folks are like, I'm not even gonna bother. Like, I'm not gonna shoot at him. That's a waste of my time. So there's play that's available with that stuff. It's just, first of all, Stuart is a very good player, and I am a low middle tier player, I think. If I'm being completely honest, I don't think I'm that good. I haven't played half the armies in the game, guys.
I still think I'm a noob.
That's kind of what I'm saying, is that like I feel like a noob all the time. Anytime I run into something new, like I've never played 9th Ed Sisters yet. I kind of have an idea of what they can do because I watch bat reps and I do these like interviews with the people that are way better than I am, but I don't really know what a lot of these guys, or what a lot of these armies can actually do.
They're really quick and they do a lot of damage. They die very easily, but their threat is insane.
Are you talking about
Sisters?
Drukari? LOL. So in these hobby streams, usually the people watching are also doing their own hobby stuff. So I want to ask everybody, what are you working on? I'm clearly got some interceptors here. I'm finishing up. But like last time we had some folks with their knight castigator. I've only played knights once, so I don't even know all that stuff. I think that was actually, I think that was Ocho. I think he was doing no, it's the oh my god, it's the chaos version. Was that you, Ocho, that was working on the Knight, Cascader, Knight, Castellan, Knight, Corruptor? It started with a C. My buddies and I don't even play the. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So, we were talking about this before you joined, Jose. But yeah, the game is super complicated. Like, and ninth got so killy. From what I've been told from my friends that played previously, that like forgetting the morale phase almost doesn't matter because you almost never have a model left anyway. But yeah, it really helps if you make a cheat sheet. Oh, so if it wasn't Ocho, who was it then? Because you don't have any chaos, which great call, by the way. Not a big fan of the old chaos, but
It has some painting Death Guard.
yeah, right. I said if I bought a Chaos Army, it would probably be Death Guard, but I'm also not like lining up to go buy, you know, to go buy Death Guards. So, uh, who was it? Anyway, yeah, it's a complicated game, and you just have to get in those reps, man. You just got to keep trying and make some cheat sheets, and every time that you guys feel like comfortable, add in uh another rule. When I started this channel, I started um with a like let's learn to play, and I tried to remove a whole bunch of that stuff that was very confusing for new players. So like command points, which I realize are a huge part of the meta and like the strategy of the game, but when it comes to learning the game, like the absolute basics, it can add in a lot of confusion. So if you guys are still learning, feel free to just tear stuff out of there that is adding too much pain. That is completely okay. I have a Primaris converted Grey Knight army. Ooh, neat. We were actually talking about that earlier too.
Yeah, the models are so cool.
What was it, Derek?
The models, like for Primaris.
Yeah, but like
Blade Guard.
that's right. Blade Guard. And were they like Terminators or?
I use it as a Brotherhood champion.
Oh, okay. So one Blade
So
Guard.
he's just So I bought two of them, so I had two Brotherhood champions because you can put the Grey Knight sword, the Grey Knight shoulder pads, Grey Knight helmet, um, all the Grey Knight like regular scrolls on him, and he just looks so badass. And he's ginormous.
Yeah, he's huge. True. The our tiny firstborn are so small compared to Primaris.
Mhm.
So Derek won't be going to LVO this year, but you've got your own. Is it an RTT?
Yeah, it's a local RTT. It's like a Shark Tank one, so it's a very, very good competition there.
So what does that mean?
RTT?
No. Like if you go and you sign up for a Shark Tank, is like does that mean you know that it's just all the best players with like all the best lists or
It's good players around the area, and they usually go with very good lists.
okay.
Do you know Sasha who plays uh, Black Templar?
Yeah, actually, and
He's
you
like
beat him,
German.
right?
Yeah, like those types of players are there.
Okay. So like high caliber. So like how do
Yeah.
they promote that to players that maybe aren't into that kind of level of competition, right? Like
they don't need, like they don't really promote it as a Shark Tank. People just know it's a Shark Tank.
Oh, I see. So like at LVO, you have competitive and friendly. And not to say that players in the friendly bracket can't be competitive. Obviously, you know, it is a competitive game. You wish to win, but you know, like all the really big names are all not playing, you know, friendly. They're playing competitive. Like that's where the big prizes are and stuff like that. So all the bragging rights. I think competitive gets ITC points, or maybe more ITC points than friendly. Don't quote me on that though.
Well, this is the last of the year, right? So this is how you place high.
I think so. I think LVO.
I think I was seventh. I was seventh before LVO.
You were the 7th best Grey Knight player in the world?
No, in US. I think 17th in the world.
Oh, in the world.
I knew nothing about the points.
Yeah, the ITC
before
points.
Before a couple weeks ago, I was like, what the hell does that mean?
That's funny. Well, yeah, if you play lots of RTTs, you can climb up the ranks. Especially in a, like, Grey Knights are very popular right now, but I don't think they're a popular faction overall a lot of the time, if that makes sense. Like, Space Marines are almost always a quarter of the total meta. And by that, I mean Codex Space Marines, not Grey Knights. But like, you know, Death Watch, Ultramarines, Blood Angels, so on, so forth.
Like any other Space Marine army.
Yeah, basically. Trying to think of another Space Marine army with their own codex right now, and I don't think they exist. I think it's just Grey Knights. Like, there are supplements, but that does not count as a codex. So, like, if you do a team tournament, which I wish there were actually more of. If you do a team tournament, your team is only allowed, which may like maybe 5 people. You're never allowed to bring more than one of a codex in your team. So you can't have like 5 Drukhari players, right? Like you can only have 1.
Yeah.
But like, so you can bring Grey Knights, and then your friend can bring like Ultramarines or whatever. Because while you're both technically Space Marines, only one of you is Codex Space Marines.
Yeah.
And the other one is Codex Grey Knight, so they're not the same. And then like someone else may play Drukhari, and then someone else may play Knights, you know, because those are all different codexes. Codices.
Codexes.
I think it's codices, but I don't care enough to really argue. Yeah, I wish there were more team tournaments, because that adds another like whole meta level on top of the game.
I love team tournaments.
I've never done one. I really want to. I should put one together. Wait, no. Because then if I do that, I'm not playing in it. I'm actually running it, and that's not where I want to be. So we have Ocho working on Vultures and Thunderbolts. Jose is working on a Primaris converted Grey Knight army, and we have one other lurker in chat who has not responded yet, but it's probably a bot. And if they don't respond, I will assume is a bot. so close I can taste it. I've got all the like doggy daycare stuff figured out for the whole week I'm gone, and excited, man. I'm gonna go, and if I get
you gotta hit me up.
oh
Let me know
yeah,
how it is.
so it's a guaranteed 6 rounds, right? So Friday, Saturday. If you play Sunday, you have made it to the top 8, which I highly doubt unless I just get there and roll nothing but fucking 6s. I doubt how I will do, but so it's like 6 games, and if I go 2 and 4, I'll be happy. If I go 3 and 3, I will walk around like I own the place. With that much Crusher Stampede, like Tyranids are the #1 army going right now.
To win.
Huh?
To like win it.
Oh yeah. I think that's the only stats I've seen are in the competitive bracket. So it's like 46 Tyranid and 43 Custodes. You've played them, right? With the new.
Not the new ones.
Oh no. Okay.
I will Friday.
Cool. I'm curious.
I hear they're just monstrous.
Really? I've watched some bat reps and I don't know. The Green Knights kind of walked
Well, they
over
do
them.
the regular jetpack dudes do like D3+3 against anybody.
Against anybody.
So they just murder our Dreadknights.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's what I'm worried about with like the Tau broadsides.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the new meta we're gonna have to switch up our list a little bit.
Well, hopefully in Psychic Awakening we get some more Brotherhood support. I know a bunch of you have like heard me complain, but I was looking through the Genestealer Cult Codex yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And so they get per their like a ball or cult, or I think it's cult, but so they get 2 passive bonuses per cult. They get a psychic power, they get a stratagem, they get a warlord trait, and they get a relic. And I'm like, but why? Like, where's our passive bonuses and where's our relic?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Don't get that stuff. Makes me a sad panda. I don't want to go off on like another rant that almost everybody's heard before. So, Ken is working on interceptors, so that's cool. So
Nice.
we've got quite a few Grey Knight players in here right now. Cool. Ken, will you be at LVO? There's so many people going that like I got a pretty good chance of like someone saying yes. Working on interceptors. So am I. Look at that. Friendship is magic. So how many armies do you own, Derek? I mean, obviously Grey Knights, obviously
Yep.
Death Guard.
Green Knights, Death Guard, and mainly just Chaos, I guess. Because I was running like a Chaos army, but I liked the Death Guard, 10 years ago. So it was mainly Death Guard. So now they have their own codex. I have to just run Death Guard. But I do have some regular Chaos stuff as well.
Gotcha.
That's
Well, there were some Chaos Space Marine leaks that are on Reddit if you guys care.
r/Warhammer competitive. And Ken is not going to LVO. They have to work every weekend. That sucks, man. But I'll try to smite some fools for you. We'll see. I'm like kind of worried that my game 1, like Friday night, I'll be all like, you know, hungover and tired, and then it's like John Lennon. I was like, okay, well, I'll play this out. Yeah. Let's see how it goes. I'm not winning it, but I'll try. Like, all right, let's throw some dice.
What's John Lennon bringing?
He's playing he's playing Custodes. Actually, he was gonna bring Crusher Stampede, but then the newest Custodes Codex hit, and he's gonna play that. But John is the #1 rated player in the ITC right now, so he's pretty good.
I heard he's like a robot.
No, that is Richard Siegler.
Oh.
He's a yeah. So Richard is just a very calculating dude.
I don't know what colors.
And then, like, for the longest time, I knew he was going, like, he was still in school, and I knew he was in school for his master's, and I just assumed he was in school for math. Dude is a fucking French history mate, like, PhD.
A little different.
Yeah. And he, like, spent a few years in France, and he's, you know, pretty casually fluent in French, and it's like, oh, that's not what I expected at all. Expected him to be like a physics major, or you know. All right, so try to imagine these conversions is what Jose is saying. He says interceptors are assault intercessors, which I completely dig. That's awesome. Terminator bodies on Blade Guard legs, and then Strike Marine bodies on Terminator legs. Aren't your Strike Marines gonna be like the shorter of all of them then? And then Purifiers are robed Cromlech. I don't actually know what a Cromlech body is, so I can't imagine that.
Like Dark Angel's robe.
Oh yeah. And then he says Purgation squads are all Gravis. That's awesome. I love Gravis armor. I think it is so neat looking. Like eradicators and aggressors and heavy intercessors, and I think that's rad. Well, if you guys haven't joined my Discord yet, or Derek's, I think I have links in the description below. Actually, I might have. I know mine's in there. Hold on. I know I had yours in there the last time we talked, Derek, but I don't know if I added it back in for this one. So give me a moment here. Finish this aft on this halberd real quick. But anyway, where I was going is that I'm sure we would love to actually see those photos. Or,
yeah,
I know I would.
Especially Gravis Purgation Squad. That sounds dope. I actually found an STL, so I will be able to print my own robes for my own purifiers, who I also want to have like stand out with these big like billowing capes. So that's cool that you're also doing that. That's awesome. Shit, where am I going? I need to go to...
Like setting up for my paint tomorrow. Working from home and just painting at the same time. Get these guys done.
Oh, have you not been working from home?
No, I have. I just never painted before.
Oh, gotcha.
There's so much time to do it. Like I literally painted what I told you, 88 zombies.
Yeah, yeah,
Terminator.
that was pretty
In 2
crazy.
days.
So you're painting up. So did you run them unpainted at that RTT that you won?
Yeah.
And were you down the 10 points you're supposed to be down, or did they waive that?
They added it at the end. So basically, you can't lose the game to unpainted, but you can lose overall to unpainted.
Oh, I see.
So like, I kind of like it that way, just on regular RTT, because playing a guy and he's not painted and he beats you, you shouldn't win just because your arm is painted, you know?
Yeah. All right. I have updated the description now to include the link to his Discord.
Appreciate you.
Actually, I will post it in here as well. Let me just do that way. Dreadknight dude Discord.
Nice.
Bam.
And it is.
So there you go. That should be a link that never expires and has no limit.
Booyah.
Is that true? I don't know. It's only one way to find out.
We'll be back next week.
Yeah, exactly.
But sir, I am about to head out. It is 11 o'clock.
Yeah, it is late there, so that's fine. I mean, I've got some more. I've got another half to do on an interceptor. I've got 5 strikes I can play with for a while, so I'll probably be on for another hour or so.
Hit me up. Let me know how LVO goes.
Yeah. If you don't follow me on Instagram, that's probably where I'll post most of my upgrades or updates, just because that's the way I'm flying right now. Like Instagram's actually pretty cool for those like droplets of content. I guess I could always do like a YouTube live or something, right? Is that a thing? Oh no, only with 1,000 subs, so yeah.
They're so limiting us.
I know.
There's so much content.
I'm so close. I'm at like 800 right now. But
yeah, dude, once you get to like 900, gradually, like it just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah.
Just like that 1,000 mark is the pinnacle.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
well, I got so many ideas
for 4 months later.
I got so many ideas for content. Tomorrow I want to try to record a video about my LVO list. The day after I want to try to record a video about getting ready for a big tournament and traveling and what you should bring. But I'll probably run out of time to do both if I know me, just with life. Like work went real late today and stuff, so I started the stream late and blah 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 blah. So we'll see. But Derek, thank you for swinging by, man. Always a pleasure. Thanks for answering questions. And I will hit you up soon. All right.
Sounds good, man. Take care, guys.
All right, man. Let me actually make sure that Discord is closed down. There it is. So you're saying when you went remote, you were at an empty desk in your classroom, in an empty classroom, teaching on Google Classroom and painting all day. And it was the best. Yeah, I've been working from this desk for like the last 2 years, and it's been fantastic. I gotta say, like, I used to go in to the office and like sit at a desk, but I'm loving like wearing my PJs to my morning meetings. Like my lunch break, I go walk the dog. I can like play with my cats and stuff all like, you know, all throughout the day. Like I can do a random chore here and there, like take out the garbage or whatever. It's nice. I mean, obviously, I would have preferred that this, you know, COVID thing never happened, but I'm making the most of it, I guess. And you're back in class? No, I am not gonna bring my dog to LVO. He would be a nightmare. He is a 3-year-old Australian Shepherd, and my wife works nights, so while I'm at LVO, he will be in daycare. He will be boarded because he will wake up my wife if he does not get his 3 miles of exercise every day. Or, I'm sorry, I walk 3 miles. I also throw the ball for him the whole time. So he probably does 6 or 7 miles every day. He's an absolute fucking monster. He's not even in the room at the moment, but he's a good boy. He's just a lot of work. God, I am like now envisioning trying to. Oh, here he is. Come on, up. Up. Come on. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Or are you being lazy for once? Okay, fine. He's being a poo-poo head. Come on. He's side-eyeing me like, I know what you want me to do, and I don't want to actually do it. Go away. Alright, what do I need to do on these strikes? I need to finish the pommels. More bots. I don't even know what these bots do. Like, most bots are here to, like, steal your information or whatever, and these ones just make stupid comments. Yeah, I would want to take Ivar, but no one else would want me to have to deal with Ivar while I play, you know? Like, it's 3 games a day, 3 hours a game. There's like the whole player place terrain thing at the front. You know, I've gone to 1 RTT in the past, and even then, I ran out of time 2 of my 3 games. And we had to kind of like count it out. I mean, like, you know, and now you're gonna, or now I'm gonna be down there playing twice as many games over twice as many days while drinking both nights before, where when I went to my first RTT, I know, like, I got a good night's sleep prior, but that won't be a guaranteed thing at LVO. I mean, because going and, like, being social, I'm a very outgoing guy, so like going and meeting folks and like hanging out with them and talking about the game is just as cool to me as like actually playing the game. It's a little wobbly, isn't it? Boop. Very outgoing guy. I'm the guy who, like, I come home from work after a crappy day and I'm like calling friends like, who wants to go hang out? Like, who wants to play video games? Who wants to like go to a bar? That's a great idea. I could dog rage quit. Ken is saying I could teach him to climb up on the Warhammer table and just scatter everything. If I'm losing, I could just throw it all away. That's hilarious. And tempting. He likes to learn too. I've had dogs that learn, obviously, but I've never had a dog that is like begging for it. He loves to learn new tricks and please his owners. It's really crazy. Honestly, the best traveling animal out of all the ones I have would probably be my cats, if I'm honest. Like Loken is still young enough that if I started like driving him on errands and stuff, he'd probably just get chill about like being in the car. He'd be like, okay, whatever, here we go. I was on an airplane once with a dog. They bought him a ticket, and he obviously rode with his owners and stuff. He was a good boy, not a service dog, like just a regular old, like family dog. But yeah, the kids were not well behaved, but the dog was, which was cool. Oh, my dog loves car rides. Well, I think he puts up with car rides. He knows we're going somewhere and that he wants to go where we're going, even though he doesn't maybe know where that is. But he's just like, fuck yeah, let's go somewhere. Because it might be the dog park, or it might be daycare, or it might be my dad's house, or it might be his girlfriend Echo's house. I've actually done an 11-hour drive with the dog in the car where we went and saw some friends who they live in Montana.
and he was pretty good. I mean, he loved when we got there and like we went camping and stuff. Like he was all for that, but like car ride, he wasn't a fan. I mean, like honestly, I'm not a fan of an 11-hour car ride either, so can't really blame him. So tomorrow I should take my airbrush out and all my varnish. Varnish this whole damn army. Even though not where I want it to be. Oh, you put some pics up. Nice. On the Grey Knight dude one. I don't see any posts in. Wait. The NoobHammer one? Nope, I don't see any there, so. Or the Grey Knights one. A lot of Grey Knights discords that I'm in. Okay, so yeah, that would be the Grey Knight dude discord. John, show them off. Oh, I see. I think you actually posted him in the wrong spot, but yeah, like those are nice conversions, man. I love those robes. Those are really nice. I don't know what it is about like Warhammer and robes, but a Marine like in robes just looks, I don't know, it looks real dope. Big fan. Especially Grey Knights where they're like all like totemic knights, you know, or yeah. It's just awesome. Bad and black here. Any requests anyone want to make when I'm down in LVO? Any like bathroom graffiti you want me to write or anything? Like maybe Jose was here or something. Your dog likes going places, just not the ride. Yeah. He's like, Ira puts up with the ride, but he's not a fan of the ride. Like, he's not a car dog, but he likes that the car represents that we're going somewhere. So I dig that for sure. I understand what your dog is going through. So you got those so those robes you said were from, imagine that, Cromlech? What's Cromlech? Is that a Dark Angel thing like Derek was saying, or?
company. Oh, I see. So it's a like a 3D print company or something like that. Makes sense. I can track on that. Ooh, man. Ooh, 8:15 and I'm yawning. What's wrong with me? All right, this guy needs gold. Has gold. All those guys have gold. Has gold. So work on some gold trim. Gold for days. At first, when I read company, I thought you meant like a battle company, like, you know, like part of a what is it, a TONE, like a military organization, you know, a company. But you meant like a business company. Which probably makes more sense, but I'm in a Warhammer mood right now. Is it like Pop Goes the Monkey or what? Or Spellcrow or anything like that? Spellcrow, I've actually ordered stuff from, and they were great. Okay, that makes sense. 3D print company. Oh gosh, after all of this, like, much as I love my Grey Knights friends, I gotta be honest with you, like, I don't want to paint Grey Knights for a while. I got a lot of Death Watch I have to paint, so I'll probably switch over to that, but getting real tired of like silver armor and gold inlay everything. Storm bolters, you know? Alright. I know that's probably totally sacrilege versus what some of you think, but so many Grey Knights I can paint. I painted 20 interceptors before my first RTT, but I built those guys with all swords. So when I signed up for LVO, I was like, well, I have to do 20 more. These ones all have have halberds this time. I mean, this is obviously a strike marine, but you know what I'm saying. Stern getting a new model next after 5 years. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Stuart Trainer is convinced that our Army of Renown will actually be a Wardmaker specific Army of Renown. Like that they almost made the, I mean, he didn't say this, but you know, like the Wardmaker Brotherhood is not that competitive. So it's almost like they made it bad on purpose so they could make it really good with the Army of Renown or something. I don't know. I do have a Voldus. I don't have a Stern. But I could run any Brother Captain as Stern if that actually ends up being a thing, you know? I don't know. I think they're gonna do something with the Honored Knight keyword, or at least I hope they do, because, like, why the hell else would you make most of our 3 out of our 8 data sheets unusable with the whole, you know, Brotherhood idea? But I'm also not Games Workshop, so. If I could make a new data sheet for Grey Knights, I'd probably make a Prognosticar. Like, it'd be neat if it actually had a role kind of like a Judiciary from the Grey Knight Codex, where like it could make somebody fight last, and because you know they can see the future or whatever. Cool. I mean, not only that, like it could do other stuff too, but probably elite slot character. I know in the lore, at least, um, in some of the books in the, you know, quote unquote modern era, there are very few prognosticars left, and one of them is very, very old. So I don't know how much that actually ties in to the lore, but I think that would be super cool. Yeah, like he could have some special psychic powers too. I mean, like maybe that's how he does the fight last thing, is he's like actually cast that on somebody. I think that would be super cool. And he could be like this totally new model, you know, a wizened guy, maybe even like flowing robes, and maybe even no weapon, and just like he's got like relics and artifacts instead, and just I don't know. Would I run the original Terminators? I don't think so. And that's not to say I don't dislike the sculpts. I dislike pewter models. Like, I played D&D when I was a young lad, and that's all you could buy. And, like, the pewter models, they just, like, paint flecks off of them if you drop one. And I don't know. I just, like, they're not as detailed, anywhere near as, like, detailed as the new, injected like plastic models. So I mean, I would run them if I got some for free or whatever. I think they're okay models, but just missing a lot of what like the new models have. Even our older line, you know. I mean, we're definitely not old when you compare it to, say, Eldari, but...
It would be neat too if the I guess that depends on the powers that you throw on them. I was gonna say it would be neat if the Prognosticar was like Brotherhood agnostic and buffed everybody, kind of the way that like Drago does, but I guess it would just depend on what his abilities are and like how they're worded. So. I mean, we want to stay true to the lores. It's not like Prognosticars usually go out on like missions, but it'd be kind of neat to have that option in the. It'd be especially cool for like Crusade and stuff.
You could have Prognosticar specific upgrades and things. That'd be fucking badass. When does Chaos Gate come out? All we know is 2022. I think they maybe said early 2022, but yeah, whatever that means. I do know when that game does come out, I plan on streaming a lot of it, so I know it's not really Warhammer competitive specific or whatever, but like I think that would be fun to actually stream it. Because like I love the old XCOM games so much. If I fire up Steam right here, let me see. Steam library XCOM. Alright, so in XCOM 2, no, in XCOM Enemy Within, I have 509 played hours, and in XCOM 2, I have just shy of 400 played hours. I loved those games so much, and so the fact that these new ones are basically XCOM but with Grey Knights, I'm like, fuck yeah. It's amazing. Now that I'm thinking about it, I want to go play more XCOM. Because it's been a long time since I fired up XCOM. Let's see. Let's get all the guys. You guys have all had your pure seals written on. You can get over here. Not. Okay. Great. Oh, nice. There's my menu. Oh, how cool is that, huh? Whoop. Castling right now. Are those Grey Knight books?
I thought I read all of the Green Knight books, but if I didn't, oh my god, that's awesome. I read
Is it for the Months of Shane? The Emperor's Gift. I read that. On Stefan's bequest, actually. I read the Omnibus, because who doesn't read the Omnibus? That might be where one of those stories is. Oh, on Crow, really? Shit, I haven't read any of those. Oh, damn. I'm doing the scroll work on this guy's leg. I bought these pens.
Makes it so much easier.
You see that? I don't have to. God, this fucking camera. I really need a small macro lens, but it's a lot easier to paint with a pen.
Yeah, I should definitely go grab those books then. Love my lower.
Omnibus was amazing. Loved Alaric. I read Warden of the Blade and then Castellan. Yeah, these they're the Pigma microns, and then this is the size, the 01. I don't think it gets any smaller, but it might.
They're like, I don't know, they're like $6 or $7 each, and they'll last forever, at least for what I'm doing with them. I bought red, brown, and black. Oh, and green and purple. That's right. It was like a pack for $30 or something like that, I think. But I really only use the red, the black, and the brown for Green Knight stuff anyway. It's dot 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 dot. Here, let me see if I can do this, because this will be interesting. There.
It says Jose. How about that, buddy? Now he's gonna go die in glorious combat. Fucking bots. Go away. I'm glad that you like it, dude. Well, I think my eyes are about to start bleeding, if I'm quite honest, because I've just been doing so much painting over the last week and a half. So I'm gonna shut it down here soon. But so now is your last chance to ask me some questions. Be doing so much varnishing tomorrow. I'm not super looking forward to it, if I'm honest. But the airbrush will make it go. Hi, Sylvie. Are you clawing at me? That's not nice. Loose. Ugh, bots. Hi, Sylvie. That hurts. You have claws. Oh yeah, thanks, man. I like having these hobby streams. It's cool that like other folks just do other hobbying while I'm hobbying, and then everybody just has like cool discussions about lore or video games. Like it doesn't even have to be Warhammer. It usually is, obviously, but like, you know, we have a great time. So, thanks for swinging by, man. It helps me like remove the monotony of just like, oh god, I'll just paint some more pole arms tonight, you know, like at least this way I'm cracking jokes with other giant nerds. So hey, Sylvie. She really wanted some pets, so well, I mean, it may bore you, but hopefully we'll be doing some Crusade bat reps soon. There's a whole overarching storyline that we're gonna have for the whole thing, and then we're gonna have like a campaign map of sorts. So like as you take over certain things, you'll get other army bonuses and stuff. So we're excited, and we hope you guys watch that. Eventually, I'd like to be able to get to the point where I'm doing a live bat rep, like maybe once a month. I don't know. We'll see. LVO has just eaten up so much of my consciousness that I haven't had a whole lot of time to think or plan, so. Man, I just got these glasses today. Supposed to use them while I'm at a computer. And like taking them off. There we go. I can see again. Now I'm farsighted. Is it farsighted where you can't see close? But I'm like barely farsighted. I don't know. But it's enough that when you're on a computer for 11 hours a day, like you get crazy eye strain. So. All right, I'm gonna start turning stuff off. So thank you again, everybody, for swinging by. This might be my last one before LVO, but I definitely want to have at least one more video up before LVO. So, yeah, I will catch you guys later. And don't forget to call your mothers.